So ChatGPT launched 3 months ago. Google's in red alert. I mean, they're trying to figure out what the heck they should do because it could totally change search. I wanted to talk about the impact on marketing. What do we think or know Google will do, and how does it impact SEO and search ads? So basically, what it is, it's an AI-based chat system where you can ask any question and get a response that's an actual solid response. And it is totally AI. There's not a human that's responding to it.
Pretty much Ultron from the Avengers. Just watching and understanding the internet and then creating its response from the internet.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
But and with that said, though, with it kind of understanding the internet, I think it's limited to a data set from up to 2021. So like, the people that are afraid of it, I think the idea is to get it to work to your advantage because it's only going to get better.
Yeah, exactly. Because right now it's still in beta. I heard they're bringing out a professional version. But while it's in beta, it's out wide, so they can kind of basically get as much information as possible. Because the more information it has, the more it learns, the better it gets. Mm-hmm. And sort of how that impacts a lot of at least what we do on the agency side, is Google's still determining basically how to ding websites that leverage ChatGPT to write content. A good example I saw was Bankrate. Their website's just bankrate.com. They actually leverage ChatGPT to write the content on their site, and it's good. If anybody's curious and wants to take a look, it's just bankrate.com. And it looks like any person could have written it.
Kind of gives a lot of power to marketers, I feel like. I mean, I was able to try and do some homework on a blog post I wanted to write and start with that and then use it to kind of edit it. And it just saved a ton of the initial framework time. I've heard of developers using it for development to be able to create like the initial framework of what they need to build, or even just easy, API calls and stuff like that. So there's this kind of balance of like, it can be used for amazing, great things that immediately we should all be thinking about how can we use this thing to our benefit. Mm-hmm. And then on the flip side of it is like this major thing that's top of mind for me, which is like, I just put in request into ChatGPT and I got an actual answer. And when I put it into Google, now I actually have to comb through and try and like distill the answer out of a whole bunch of search results. And so that to me is where there's major disruption for this and why I think Google's under red alert.
So I've played with a couple of others, Jasper, Writer, I think it's RYTR. I have a couple of friends who use them quite a bit and they love them. And it's similar, it's the same sort of idea, but they're paid. So I don't know if it's just that this is an open source versus these that are paid.
Yeah, they did announce they're bringing out a pro version eventually that will be a paid platform. Right now, it's all free because it's all still in beta.
I think these services are also, I looked into some of these. I think they're also are more geared to like actual long form content. And like you could put in hashtags, you could put in specific keywords to use. So like there's a reason that these are paid, like they're specifically geared for this kind of content. Like you could write a book. We've
got a bunch of marketers in here. We like specifically knowing that many of us on this call run campaigns for people, like for companies. What would happen then from an advertising standpoint to be able to get ad results inside the response, or would that just not exist anymore?
I kind of feel like there's two different kinds of searches, and it's going to become really, really evident that there's searches for products and services that you want to buy and you want to end up on those websites. And then there's those searches that are for knowledge, that return knowledge, and the return knowledge ones typically haven't been the ones that you advertise on anyway. So I don't think that one completely replaces the other. That search results will disappear as for like, go find this t-shirt. ChatGPT is not going to say this is the best pink t-shirt in the planet because it's more comfortable and 100. Maybe, but I think that's a long way away.
Yeah, I totally agree, Sarah. I mean, even Ben, with the search that you did here, Google knew enough not to show a sponsored result, and so they'll have to continue to kind of develop the machine learning to recognize what is a commercial search versus not. If Bing is going to be the leader in integrating ChatGPT into search, I envision it just being another module on the SERP, right? Just like how YouTube is, just like how image search is product. I think it would become a module for informational search queries.
Does it do well with like asking what is the best blank, or does it have to be more specific on where we're going? This question, like, what is the best job And that's it. Is it giving opinions or is it writing what it wants?
Let's try it.
It's a little nebulous, but it's pretty good.
Just fascinating. Boom, there you go.
It has better grammar than I do.
We did record this. I'll make sure everybody gets a copy of it in case you want to share it with others. But thank you all for allowing us to geek out here for a little bit.